Have you ever said, I could have made that too, if I had your fancy expensive tools? People say things like that to me all the time, and it frustrates the crap out of me. So to beat it in you guys' heads, I'm going to prove to you that you don't need expensive tools to make something. In fact, all you need is a Swiss Army knife. God damn it, why do I do this shit? I really need to clean this floor down here. Well, let's prove that you don't need expensive tools to make something by making a designer chair just using the Swiss Army knife. Now, you might have some questions about this project, like what does he consider expensive tools? And how is he going to do this? And maybe why the Swiss Army knife of all tools to choose? Well, I'm going to hopefully answer these questions along the way, but full disclosure here, I don't actually own a Swiss Army knife. So we're going to have to go online, buy a Swiss Army knife, then hopefully I'll be able to prove to you that you don't need expensive tools to make something. Now, it surprised me how many variants there were of the Swiss Army knife. And then I came across the Champ XXL. Holy crap! Look at that! Oh, that's over the top, man. Look at that. It's got like posi drivers. No, too expensive. Ooh, the Handyman looks good. Not too big. It's got a file. It's got a saw, knife. Potential. Yep. Yeah, that's gonna work. For only about $60, it was gonna do everything I needed it to do. Okay, our Swiss Army knife has been safely delivered, and it is awesome. Swiss delicious chocolate. Oh, well. I mean, this thing is the tits. Now, you might be wondering what type of chair we're gonna build. Well, I came across this design on the internet, I printed it out, and I think we're gonna go with this design. Now, whilst we're waiting for this to arrive, I also came up with a plan. Right, first step, we're gonna go buy some cheap materials. Because to be honest, I don't wanna see in the comments, oh, he bought expensive materials, I can't afford that. Then, we're going to use our precision Swiss Army knife to cut some mad woodworking joints, and it's going to be awesome. When that's done, I'm going to assemble this bad boy and look like some sort of creepy pedophile hiding behind a bush. Then, I'll finally be the smug a-hole relaxing in his designer chair, knowing that he just proved you don't need expensive tools to make something. Right. Cheap materials. You can't go past some shitty construction pine. It was going to pay me to make it out of this wood, but suck on that, Terry. Being that our picture had no dimensions or measurements, I measured my limbs. Get off it! And then calculated the dimensions from there. I then traced each part onto my workbench at a 1:1 scale. Hey! Who said you could draw my bench? No kidding, man. Now I did this to work out the joinery and to make a template. Then I just had to mark out the cuts and the joins and get to work. First up, I pre-cut all my joins with a little knife so I didn't screw it up. Oh, I've done it on the wrong side. Then using the saw blade, I made possibly the ugliest cut you've ever seen. But that wasn't going to stop me because I had a point to prove. And that point, I'm an idiot. Oh God, why did I cut this wrong again? Because you're a twat. Shut up, Hank. Although I thought I was failing, I couldn't give up now. It was just a mistake, and I just had to work it out. And with each cut and join, I managed to get better and even impress myself. That is awesome. I did that with the Swiss Army knife. But despite my success, progress was slow and each join was taking a painstakingly long time. And there was just something getting to use me. No! I'm not gonna use you. No! Shut up! Who's he talking to? God knows, he's lost the plot. I don't even know why we hang out with this guy. Well, he does have his hand up my ass. Mankini man. You know what? I'm gonna check in with him. Hey dude, are you okay? I don't know. I mean, this project's taking so long with this thing. I think the power tools are starting to talk with me. But why are you using the Swiss Army knife anyway? Well, I'm glad you asked. Well, they didn't sponsor this video, did they, Stefan from marketing? No, I chose the Swiss Army knife for a couple of other reasons. The first of which is its history. I mean, this thing has nearly 140 years of research and development into this tool alone. And that's what makes this tool so great. It's so versatile. It also delivers on quality. I mean, I've been using this thing for days, cutting all sorts of horrible materials, and the saw is still sharp, the knives still cut perfectly. It's quality. Then you've got the price. It cost me about 60 bucks for this tool, and considering its quality and versatility, I think it's well worth the money spent. I mean, you could even build a chair with this thing. And last but not least, these are used by NASA astronauts. If it's good enough for NASA, it's good enough for me. Talking about space, how about you give me some so I can get on with this project? Jeez, look at the time. Missed out on that one too, Stefan from marketing. Yeah, he's alright dudes, he's alright. Why is the crossbeam there, not there? You idiot! God damn it, why do I do this shit? Maybe they were right. Maybe you do need expensive tools to make something. I was so focused on proving my point that I couldn't even follow my own design. If I'd only used expensive tools, this would have never happened. Now I'm going to have to spend the rest of my days drinking chocolate milk? Oh God, I'm lactose intolerant! Alrighty, after my colon cleanse, I realized that I just need to add the crossbeam and accept that I made a mistake. So let's do that. There's always a silver lining to making mistakes, and in this case, I was a bit worried about some of these joins being a bit loose, and by using the wedge tail eagle join here, it stiffened the whole frame up. So the next part is actually not gluing it up. We're going to do a bit of pre-sanding by hand, and then we'll glue this bad boy up, and we chillin', maxin', relaxin', and shooting some bebop after school before you know it. All right, so I hit each part with 120 grit. This took forever. An orbital sander would have saved me a whole frickin' day. Then finally it was time to glue the joints up, starting with this mitered finger joint, then the lap joints, and finally the piece de resistance, my wedge tail eagle joints. To finish, I sanded it down using 240 grit until it was smooth as a baby's bottom. Next, we're going to have to get ourselves some oil to oil up the wood. Nice. If you like the look of the white oil like me, it's quite simple. All you have to do is open your oil filler cap and pour in a bottle of water. Start the engine, wait 5 minutes, and then when the engine starts struggling and stalls, you're good to go. Applying the white oil liberally onto the frame, and then wiped it off to reveal one sexy looking chair. We were almost there, we just had to create this webbing to support my skinny ass. But if your wife is a hoarder of belts like mine, there's no need to go to the shops and buy this stuff. She won't even know one's missing. Attaching the webbing was a quite simple process. I just stapled it in place, tensioned it, and then stapled the other side, to eventually reveal a playable harp. The final step is to get some cushions for this bad boy. Now, if you're like me and have just recently murdered a giant teddy bear for your kid's Halloween costume, then feel free to use the stuffing from him. But otherwise, just head to your local homeware store and buy some cushions to fit. And there it was. A chair made nearly entirely by just using a Swiss Army knife. Something you can be proud of. With only one more thing to do. Test it out. So there you go, guys. I've proved you don't need expensive tools to make something. Except it's way funner using expensive tools. I mean, geez, it's fun. So if you want to see how much fun I have when I'm making things with expensive tools, go check out that video there.